Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor presented by Prophetic Solutions team. I am Sanjay. We are going to discuss about HTML form validation by using validation jQuery library file. And this is our fourth video session of smart programming tricks we are learning. In past three videos, we have seen a lot of smart programming tricks in great detail. So in this video session, we will discuss about that how can we validate our HTML form by using validation jQuery library file. So have a look some form that we have made so far. So this is the guys that you can see. It's a simple HTML form, okay, where we have given four different fields. First it will take name, second email, password, and confirm password. These are the fields that we need to validate while submitting form. And this is the website guys that I have opened, which we want to make it like. Suppose this is a simple form. As you can see, if you click on submit button, then you can see guys there are some validation messages. As you can see, it actually has given like this field is required. But when we submit our form which we have named, let's click on that. After submitting button, it does not need any validation property. So we want to implement all validation property to this form also, because when a user submits any type of information from our website, then validations must be necessary. So in this form, when we submit, click on submit button. So before submitting this form, we need some validation here. To use validation guys, we need actually a library file called validation.main.js file. Means we have to use validation library file. So validation library file from which website or where we will get? Just go to Google, type validate.main.js, either validate.js. The first of website you will see, just click on that. I have clicked and here is the website that I have opened for you, jQueryvalidation.org. This is the website we get after clicking on this link. Okay, now just scroll down. As you can see, under the file sections, you can see download. Just to download our library file, just click on this link. After clicking this link, it will redirect you to the GitHub page, as I have opened for you here. This is the GitHub link which we will get when we click on this link, download. Just scroll down. After clicking this link, jQuery validation, this is the version number and .zip file. When we click on this link, you will get a zip file. By downloading that zip file, just you have to make unzip of that, and you just need to place that file into your root file. As you can see, jQuery.validate.main.js file, as I have downloaded before making this video. So these are the simple steps guys that you have to keep in your mind while downloading jQuery library file. First, go to this link, click on that, click on download link, and you will redirect it to the GitHub page of jQuery validation. Just you have to click on this link. These are the simple steps by the help of which you will get the jQuery validation library file. And now this is the code section guys that we have written so far. This is the form, as you can see, which contains name, property, email, password, and nothing but this is a confirm password. These are the fields that we have made so far, and we need to validate this form by using jQuery validation library file. So this is the file which will running now. This is the file, okay guys. So when we click on this link, we will not actually make any validation on this field. So we want to validate before submitting this form. To validate this form guys, you need to include the jQuery validation library file which we have downloaded so far. So let's make a link of that script. Under src tag, we have to give our file name, and this is the file name. Just click on rename, copy the name of file, and paste it here. So this is the jQuery validation library file which we have downloaded to validate our form. Now we have to write some script sections of code. This is the very basic jQuery syntax to write any script sections of code. And now we want to validate this form. So for now we have to give an ID of this form. Let's we call frm signup. Just click on this ID, copy of that, and now we have to use jQuery selector. This is the ID dot validate method. SubmitHandler. This is the function validate function, guys, which actually this library provides. And to validate our form we need to include validate method. Under this validate method a submitHandler function is there, which basically runs when our function means our form passed successfully in type of validations we have made. This function actually fires when our form passes from each validations rules which we made. Okay, so we want that each of these fields of this form is required. To make required we need to use HTML required attribute. HTML required is an attribute actually HTML5 provides. Okay, just paste it here, and we want to be required it also, and confirm password also. Just I have pasted here, as you can see. Now one by one we need to give an ID of this text box, like txtName, name attribute like txtName, ID like txtemail, txt password, now we have given the ID and name attribute to each of these fields of this form. Okay, now we want to make our first validation rule that this field is required. We want to give it as a custom message to each field when a user passes without entering any value to it. Okay guys, so just Ctrl S to save, go to your browser and refresh this page. Once we get the form, just click on submit button. As you can see guys, the field is required message as we have applied. So these all fields are required as we can see, but we want to be red it, so just change its CSS color for now. Just we want that this message should be in red color. So form sign up, it is in label and class error. So we need to specify the style tag this is the form ID, just copy of that. Under this form we need to make label of class error, and we need to make in red color. So just refresh your page. Now just click on submit button. As you can see, now our error messages are in red color. It's good. Now just supply value, some value here, Sanjay Kumar, Sanjay 1001@gmail.com. Here is password, something like this, and just click on submit button. As you can see, now our form has submitted successfully after inputting the user input values. So just collecting these values when form passes all validation rules, we actually now console all the inputs that actually user fills. Okay, so just copy this form ID, paste it here, dot serialize method, just to track the user input. Control F5 to refresh. Just click on submit. Okay, it is giving error. Online web tutor wt gmail.com. Password is something, and just click on submit button. This is the values that actually user has entered: txtName online web tutor, txtemail owt@gmail.com, password Sanjay, and confirm password is Sanjay. So this is the first step rule, guys, while validating our form to make all fields required. But in case, guys, if you want to customize our message, just refresh this page. If we want to customize these messages, that we want that something should be like name is required, email ID is required, password is required, so how we can change the custom messages? So there is the message attribute under this section. Under this section, by using messages attribute, you can customize your own message, or by default the jQuery validation library file actually provides. For example, let me change the name field required. Copy of that. We want that when someone does not enter the name value, then the message should be name is required. Just save your file, go to your browser and refresh this page. When we click on submit button, the form does not take the value from name attribute, so it gives error like name is required. As you can see, we have changed our custom messages. So by the help of this attribute, you can change actually all your custom messages. If you want to change support like email, just copy, paste it here, and message should be something like this. Email ID is required. Okay, so just save your file, go to your browser and refresh this page. So we can see that email ID is required. So this is the second step, guys, that we have passed. Now just enter some value. When we click on submit button, guys, let's change the confirm password here. The first password should be Sanjay and the second is online web tutor. Okay, when we click on submit button, then as we can see, guys, the form passwords is all validation rule. But as we know, this is not correct because password doesn't match with the confirm password. So we need to validate this condition also. When password and confirm password are equal, then we need to pass the form to the server. So we need to validate these two fields also. To validate this form, we need to use rules attribute in our validation library file. So just go to your file. Here we have to add rules section because we are adding a rule that password should be matched with our confirmed password. After validating these passwords, we need to submit our form to the server. So just copy the ID of confirm password, paste it here. So just remove this section because we need to actually compare our password section with the confirm password. Okay, just copy of that. And what should be the ID of password? txt password. Just copy of that. We want that txt password should be equal to our password confirm password section. Okay, just close your bracket. In this section, we need to add that this password should be txt password should be equal to the confirm password. Just copy of that. txt password should be equal to here is the confirm ID. So just save your file, go to your browser and refresh this page. Now enter some values. Like I am entering password Sanjay and here is password Sanjay. So we need to add this message to the second box. So just replace these two IDs because we need that our confirm password should be equal to this password. So just copy of that, paste it here, and it should be equal to the txt password. Go to your browser and refresh this page. Let's enter some values. In the first box, we have written Sanjay as a password. Now we are entering some dummy values into this box like online web tutor. So as you can see, when we click on submit button, it does not submitting the form to the server because you read the message, please enter the same value again. It is requiring the same password we have entered into this section, it needs also to. So just click on Sanjay and submit this form. Inspect the element. As we can see, our form has successfully submitted to the server. So these are the validation guys that we need to add to our HTML form while validating any form to the server. So we have validated password as well. So three sections we have seen by using validation library file. First, we have used our validate method. Second, we have set our custom messages. Third, we have set the rules for our input boxes. Now we are going to see some another rules. As we know guys, this is an HTML email attribute. Okay, just make text attribute for email section. Save your file, just go to browser and refresh this page. When we click on this form like online web tutor, ABCD, something like which is not email for now, Sanjay and Sanjay. When we click on submit button, you can see our form has actually submitted, but this is not the right way to do our validation to this form because we know that email should be email, but as we have entered the value like ABCDT, which is not an email ID, so we need to validate this field also. So how can we validate this field? By using validation library. Just go to your file, copy of the ID of this email input box, just go to your rules section, just go to rules section. Here you need to make that txt email input box should contain email equal to true, means when the entered value is email, then the form passes, otherwise it will give an error message. Just save your file, go to browser and refresh this page. Just enter some dummy values like Sanjay. As you can see, email ID is required. So this is the guys, as we have seen that how can we apply email ID should be required as a true value while validating our form. So these are some validating condition guys, as we have seen in this video session. So these are the simple steps guys that you have to keep in your mind while using jQuery validation.min.js library file. So by the help of this video session guys, I have explained each and every section of validation library file of jQuery. So let's summarize the key points for you. First, you need to include your jQuery library file, which you can download from its official website jQueryvalidation.min.org library file, where you just click on download link. You will get a GitHub link. You need to click on this link to get the library file. Second step, you need to use validate method. Before using validate method, you need to include the form selector, means you have to specify a form selector here. By the help of form selector, you will get all access to validate this form. Third step, you need to include the submitHandler function. SubmitHandler function fires only once when the form is actually passes all its validation rules. Number 4, if you want to set your custom messages, then by the help of input IDs, you actually set your custom messages by using messages as a property of validate method. Fifth, if you want to customize your settings like password should be equal to confirm password, email ID should be an email validate means a validate email address, Then by the help of this rule section you can validate your form as well. So these are the property guys as we have seen. So when I post this video to YouTube, then I will post a descriptive statement for validate form.html file where you will find like something like this, where I have used several methods as you can see to validate a website. Means someone has entered a URL into this input box. Suppose if anyone entered a URL in this box, then how can we validate this URL is actually a valid or not? So by default this is the ID of input box and URL should be true. By passing URL should be true, you can validate your website URL that URL is accurate or not. So by the help of these attributes like messages, rules, you can validate your form according to your need. So guys, I think I have made much more clear concept about validate method of jQuery library file. So if you have any query about this method, validating your method in jQuery file in HTML form, so you just put your comment in comment box. I will give my reply as soon as possible. So I think you like this video session guys. So we will meet in next video session by making such type of programming tricks. So guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.